Hello again and welcome back to my spooky vlogoween. And this video is 31 horrors for 31 nights of Halloween. So I'm going to tell you what 31 movies I recommend you watch for this Halloween. So my first recommendation, and these are not in order of favorites or anything like that, but my first recommendation to kick off the Halloween spirit is of course the movie Halloween. Either the new Rob Zombie version or the old one. Both of them are excellent. And so go ahead and get yourself a copy. If it's on Netflix, check it out. Halloween is number 1. My second movie for Halloween, day 2 of October, I recommend Cat's Eye. Yes, the Stephen King movie from the 80s. Yes, the special effects are terrible, but I love it. So go ahead and check it out, and for the second day of Halloween, check out Cat's Eye. For the third day of Halloween, I recommend The Twilight Zone. Yes, it's also an old 80s movie, but I also love it. Brings back fond memories. I watch it every time it comes on. And if you say, oh, that's not a good one, I say, So check it out. For the third day of Halloween, I say The Twilight Zone. For the fourth day of Halloween, I say pull out The Evil Dead 2. I love this movie. It's awesome. Everyone should see it if you haven't seen it. And while you're at it, you might as well watch all the Evil Deads because they are all good. But Evil Dead 2 has a special place for me, as we found it by accident once when we were teenagers and watched it, and oh my god, we almost died laughing. So for the fourth day, Evil Dead 2. For the fifth day of Halloween, I've picked something a little bit more fun. It's Scary Movie. Yes, the parody movie with all the horror movies mixed in. I think it's a lot of fun. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it's time for something a little fun and light. And for the fifth day, I recommend Scary Movie.
Your hand!
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No! Get it away from me!
Take it! Take mine!
Now on to the sixth day. For the sixth day, I recommend Silence of the Lambs. Yes, from the 90s. It's an excellent movie if you've never seen it. And be prepared because it's pretty gory. So if you don't like gory, you may not like it. But I definitely recommend Silence of the Lambs for your sixth day of Halloween. Now on to the seventh day, and for that day I recommend The Omen, either the old version or the new version. I like both of them. They're both good. So for the seventh day, get on Netflix and find The Omen and give it a try if you haven't seen it. It's so good. Alright, for the 8th day of Christmas, I recommend Saw. All the movies from Saw, not too bad, but Saw, the first one, was definitely the best, and that's the one that I recommend you watch. So for the 8th day, watch Saw. I really love the Japanese horror movies, and so for the 9th day, I'm recommending The Grudge. You have to see this one if you haven't seen it, and there are going to be other Japanese ones on this list. So for day number 9, get out The Grudge and watch it for another time or for the first time. For the 10th day of Halloween, I recommend The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And I was actually surprised that this one wasn't on any of the top 100 lists to watch at Halloween. But I thought, even though it's PG-13, it's kind of religious, it's a pretty scary movie. So check it out. The Exorcism of Emily Rose for day number 10 of Halloween.
Emily? Hey.
The 11th day of Halloween, I recommend Hellraiser. Can't go wrong with Pinhead. I love that movie. And go ahead and watch Hellraiser 2 while you're at it, because that one's good too. The rest, you can see them, but 1 and 2 were really good. So for the 11th day of Halloween, check out Hellraiser. For the 12th day of Halloween, I recommend Nightmare on Elm Street. I love it. It's a classic. If you haven't seen it, you've got to see them all. And you might as well have a Nightmare on Elm Street marathon on this day and have a good time watching them all. But especially watch the first one, because that is the scariest one. For the 12th day, Nightmare on Elm Street. For Lucky 13, and for this one I put a special one. I put American Werewolf in London, and I put that one because that was the first horror movie I ever saw. I saw it when I was 5. My babysitter was watching it. My parents didn't know, and it scared the crap out of me. Of course now I don't think it's scary at all, but back then it was terrifying, and for a long time I didn't see it. But for the day 13 of Halloween, it's a perfect match, so check it out. American Werewolf in London. If you've never seen it, it's old, but it is really, really good. For day 14 of Halloween, I recommend another classic, The Exorcist. This movie is great. I've also read the book. I think I like the movie better once than the book, but for day 14, check out The Exorcist. It's a classic and it is great. For day 15, I picked out a newer movie, The Cabin in the Woods. I really like this movie. It's fun. It's a nice twist on the predictable horror genre tropes, and it makes it a lot of fun, especially the merman. How can you not love that? So for day 15, check out The Cabin in the Woods. Here's another 80s classic for day 16 of Halloween, and that is Alien. All the Alien movies are great. I love them all, but the scariest one is the first one, Alien. So check that one out, and I hope you enjoy it for day 16. For day 17 of Halloween, it's another Japanese movie, and it is The Ring. You can watch the Japanese version or the American version. I like both, but it will be a great movie to watch for day 17 of Halloween, and that is The Ring. We are up to day 18, and for this day, I recommend Halloween 3. Yes, I put Halloween as the first one because it's Halloween, but Halloween 3 is so different from the other Halloween movies. It's like not related to the movie at all, but at the same time it's interesting. So I recommend watching it for day 18, and that is Halloween 3, the only sequel on this list.
More time. You've got to please stop it. Stop it now. Turn it off. Turn it off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
For 19, this is one that most people have seen, and that is The Blair Witch Project. I really like that one. It was fun to watch in the theater especially, so if you get to see it in the theater, do that. But otherwise, have fun at home, make some popcorn, and don't get sick while you're spinning around while you watch The Blair Witch Project on day 19. Hopefully I got that number right the first time. Now we're up to number 20. We're almost to the end, and for the 20th day of Halloween, I recommend Poltergeist. And I recommend specifically the old Poltergeist, not the new one. The new one's okay, but the old one is so much better. So if you haven't seen the old one from the 80s, you gotta see it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It is better. Day 20, go watch Poltergeist. It's day 21 and now I recommend The Conjuring. And if you haven't seen all the other movies that go with it, might as well have yourself a marathon that night and see all of them, starting with The Conjuring. And I know there's the new one out called The Nun. Hopefully I get to see it. I haven't seen it yet. And so have a good time on the 21st day of Halloween watching The Conjuring. For the 22nd day of Halloween, I've got another new one, and I don't know if that a lot of people have seen this one, but it's called The Witch. And at first, I didn't think I was gonna like it when we first started watching it, and then it got so good. So stick with it, get through that first 20 or 30 minutes or so, and it gets so much better. So for day 22, I say get The Witch. For the 23rd day of Halloween, I suggest watching Children of the Corn, another 80s classic, but it's really good. I don't know if there's any remakes of that one, none that I know of, so go ahead and check out the old 80s version, because that's the only version I've seen. If there's a new one, check that out too. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's good. For day 24 of Halloween, I suggest seeing the movie It, the new one, the one that just came out. That's the one I recommend, that's one I've seen, and I thought it was really good. So for the 24th day of Halloween, check out the movie It. Moving on to day 25. For this day, I have picked an old one again from the 80s, I believe. Pet Sematary. I always loved this movie. One of my favorite bands, the Ramones, plays in it, and it has cats, so I love it for that. Meow. So for the what day? 25th of Halloween, watch Pet Sematary.
First I played with Dad, then Mommy came and I played with Mommy. We played, Daddy. We had an awful good time. Now I want to play with you.
We're now on the 26th day, and for this day I picked Paranormal Activity, the first one. The other ones are good, and if you want to watch all of them on this day, go for it. But the first one was the best one, and that one is for day 26, and that was Paranormal Activity. For day 27, I picked an old one, but there's also a new version, and I like both versions, and that is Rosemary's Baby. That movie is great. Check it out. The old version and the new version, maybe watch both and compare them. And that is for day 27. You want to watch Rosemary's Baby. This next movie I stumbled across by accident, and I just loved it. And for the 28th day of Halloween, I suggest watching Babadook. This one actually isn't on a lot of the lists, like the 100 best Halloween movies, and I'm so surprised that it's not. It's so good, and I wish I got a copy of the book. They made, I think, like 500 copies of it and sold out of them. Of course, now you can buy them for like $300 on eBay, and it's such a cool book. I wish I had one. So for the 28th day of Halloween, watch Babadook. We've got to have some Tim Burton on this list. So for the 29th day, we've got Nightmare Before Christmas. I love this movie. I love all Tim Burton movies. What goth doesn't love Tim Burton? I'm sure there's one out there. So if you don't love it, let me know why, and I'll try and convince you otherwise. But for the 29th day of Halloween, I suggest watching The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's day 30, and everybody at Halloween time has to watch this movie. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Who doesn't watch that movie? You have to. Even make the sheet costume with all the holes in it. I might do that for the cruise. Who knows? That'll be so funny. But yep, you have to watch It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown for Halloween at some point in time. I suggest day 30, and now we're to the very last one. Can you guess what it is? We're going to day 31, and for actual Halloween night, if you're not out partying, having a good time, or trick-or-treating, this is the movie that you should watch on Halloween night, and that is Trick or Treat. Nothing is better than this movie. It's about Halloween, it's trick-or-treating, what you do on Halloween, and what happens when you don't follow the rules of Halloween. So this movie is awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's so good, and you're going to love Sam, and I want one, a little Sam to hug. So if you know where I can get one, please let me know. And so for Halloween night, day 31, watch the movie Trick or Treat. So that is my list of 31 nights of horror for Halloween. You might not agree with that list. Some of you might say, where's Jason? Where's Friday the 13th? I'm just not a fan of those movies. I never liked them. I've seen them, but I'm just, they're not bad, but they don't belong on my list. So this is just my list. Your list might be different, and if you want to share your list with me, put it in the comments. I'd love to see your suggestions. For 31 days of Halloween, what movies would you want to watch? Let me know. And if you like this video, please like it and also subscribe, because more Halloween videos will be coming all month long. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.